We survived summer. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations, my soldiers of fortune. And if you want to say that, Anna, it's not autumn yet. Autumn starts on the 21st of September. I will tell you that I'm Russian, and in Russia, autumn starts on the 1st of September. So if you want to overcomplicate your life, you're very welcome to do that. But for me, I survived summer. Moin moin, dear people. My name is Anna of Northern Germany, a survivor, fighter, writer, and on this channel I promote mental health and speak about things that interest me, such as books, reading, and also sometimes I speak about my home country, which is Russia, but mostly I write about my home country, and recently I wrote very difficult but very important article for me about my hometown, and if you have a look in the description there will be a link, and if you read it you'll support me a lot because it's about the war, and so it can be triggering, but it's about the war, about the things that are going on in my hometown, because I want people to know what is going on in my hometown, because I don't want my hometown to be forgotten by the world. However, let's take into consideration that this time is not joyful for everyone, because many people do jobs that they don't like. Many people study under the conditions that are not healthy for them. It's such a blessing to do what you like. It's such a blessing to study in a very nice, comfortable environment where people are supportive to each other. And if you enjoy this back to school time, if you enjoy back to university time or back at work, I'm very, very happy. But unfortunately, it sometimes doesn't work like that. And this video I dedicate to people who struggle at school or at university or at work, because I struggled myself. Fortunately, I was lucky about my group at university, and my university years were great. They were amazing. And then I worked online as a teacher. Then I did my volunteering. Then I ended up in Germany. But actually, probably, I will need the recommendation from this video myself. I don't know. I am starting the German course, and today, the first day, it was supposed to be the first day. But so far, it's not going as I had expected it to go, but I will explain this in some other videos. I'm filming a vlog, probably film some short videos about that, and also I have a bunch of angry stories on my Instagram that I probably download and highlights about what happened on my first day of my German course. So yeah, I really hope that I will not need my recommendations, but otherwise I am aware, I'm pretty much aware that sometimes the environment where you are constantly can be toxic, because at school, at university, and at work, we spend a huge chunk of time. And unfortunately, what also happens, we spend time there, and it's like a group of people who have to spend time together, but at the same time, it's a forced group. So it's not that all these people necessarily were attracted to each other and really wanted to spend time with each other. So it might happen that people in the group really make an effort to know each other and to know each other's boundaries and to know how to interact with each other in a healthy way. But unfortunately, sometimes it leads to the situation when people disrespect each other, even bullying might happen. And I'm not even sure that I can say that, okay, well, if you survived school, congratulations, no bullying awaits you. But I think it's even possible that you can experience bullying at work, especially if you are a woman or if you're LGBTQ plus person. It's rare, I hope, but not impossible. And also, if there is no bullying, sometimes it's just unpleasant and you have to spend a lot of time there. And it, of course, has an impact on your mental health. So, as an expert, let's try to figure things out what to do in this case. Let's say that I saw many situations. I grew up in Russia, and 11 years of my life I spent in the same school. It looks like this right now. And we had one headmaster throughout the whole time. Then in 2020, he died of COVID. He wasn't a nice person. He was a typical Russian rich guy who liked buying new cars every season. But doesn't matter. Either I wasn't lucky or yeah, I think I wasn't lucky. I think in my year people were fine, but in my class it was like a jungle and we behaved, not I in particular, but mostly boys and some girls behaved as if they had to outlive someone, the other members of the community, the other members of the class, or outlive or outpower, or I don't know, to get rid, push some classmates out. We had a lot of bullying. Some of my classmates had to switch schools several times. People left, people came from other classes. We had our class and another class in our parallel that was pretty toxic, so students in these two classes frequently swap. It was very toxic. And yeah, of course, every morning I had to get up and I had to go to school. And also, teachers were not extremely inspiring. And we had a geography teacher who was, I don't know, I think she was borderline, or I don't know what kind of problems she had. She also had problems with alcohol, and sometimes she was extremely kind, and sometimes she started to throw things into us. And yeah, teachers were also very, very uh, oppressing, I would say, not really motivating, and they could gossip about students. So yeah, these are the basics. A lot of stuff was going on there, but somehow I survived. My brain wiped it off partially, like the most triggering parts of the story. But I survived, and also then I went through university and through life. I think I'm still sometimes using the same recommendations or the same tricks that I invented for myself back then at school, because it saves you a certain number of nervous cells. I remembered how at university once I was preparing to take TOEFL. TOEFL is a language exam and it's made by Americans mostly, and it's widely accepted in the United States. And there was some speaking task, and I had a tutor. And with my tutor, I was preparing the speaking task, and I was supposed to talk about something like my brightest days at school, my best memories from school. And I was mentally ill. I was really, really deeply dramatic. And I said that I had no nice moments. I remember nothing. And I remember my teacher said, "This is a mindset of a loser." People who are going to check your test, they won't rate it high because they're Americans, and Americans hate this mindset of a loser. give me a like if you also have a loser mindset. I see nothing bad in being a loser. I'm a loser, I think. It's cool. I like it. I think losers are unusual and they're creative and they're funny. So, yeah, my recommendations: what to do if you don't want to go back to school or to university or to work. Of course, we could say that an obvious solution is quit and silent quitting, leave and never return. But in one of my previous videos, I think it was a video about my social media detox, and I was reading at that time Notes on the Nervous Planet by Matt Haig, and there he suggested doing that. And as I had already said in the previous video, that it's not exactly a solution because many of us just cannot afford that. Because, for example, in Germany, you cannot easily switch schools. Because if, for example, you want to study in another school, you can do it only at a certain point of your study, maybe when you're changing from the 10th to the 11th grade or something like this. I don't know exactly, but I know that it's not allowed like at any random time. In Russia, it's easier, for example, but it's easier, but how easier? Like, you cannot just drop everything in one school and to just go to another school, and sometimes you're also like, it's close to you, and especially with work, yeah, we all need to eat something, we all need to, I don't know, to occupy ourselves with something. So we need to at least have some savings and some prospects where we are going to go after we quit silently. Sometimes silent quitment also can have certain consequences, negative consequences for your future. So let's consider something milder. Let's imagine you come there, you're uncomfortable. What is your first reaction? Is to hide, to make yourself smaller. And yeah, I wouldn't suggest making yourself smaller. I would suggest any coping mechanism, any avoiding, which is not some dangerous chemicals or drugs, because yeah, don't do that. In the long run, it won't help you. But some music, some book, a book and some music, like in Gilmore Girls, when Rory spent time during lunch with music and with a book, or whatever, sketching something. Yeah, it might sound, no, usual, might sound stupid, but I think escaping like this, you develop a hobby or probably even a future career, and you do something and your brain is like a bit detached from the situation, so you don't hear that much what is going on around you, and you don't feel lonely. Loneliness is a very, very big problem. I think if you manage to get at least some allies, at least one person, it's already much easier. But sometimes, yeah, it's also impossible. Sometimes you just cannot find allies. It's not your fault, highly likely, but yeah, in this case, all the sketching or reading or something will help you to feel less alone, because when you feel alone, you're more vulnerable if there is some kind of an attack of bullying. Also, I think it's also connected with loneliness. I also recommend you to have something beyond school or university or work. If it happened that right now you cannot leave this place and you feel very, very uncomfortable, it's important to have life outside, to know that outside you probably have friends or at least acquaintances who you are comfortable to be around. And for that, it's important to look for some, I don't know, clubs or some interest groups. even on the internet. Yeah, probably your mom or whoever, people around you complain that you're constantly online. But for us, I think it's important to get through this period and to thrive in the better period. I think to escape with the help of the phone, watching something or reading something on the phone, doom scrolling, I don't know, it's not healthy, but to escape for a better future, I think it's not such a bad idea. And you definitely don't have to feel too bad about it that, yeah, I waste my time. No, well, you escape. You escape from something that is disturbing around you, and it is not your fault that you have to do that. The next thing is more psychological, and I recommend you, of course, to go for therapy if you feel that you are not, you don't have enough power to overcome the problems that are piling up in your life because of this situation. But also, therapy is not always available. But in this case, when you feel triggered, when something is going wrong, at least it's nice to have at least one person who you can complain to, or if there is none, journaling. Journaling can help, or recording yourself and just then deleting your recorder, on which you complain about everything. You can cry, you can scream, you can do whatever you want. You can say every word, even swear words, and you can even publish it anonymously if you really want to, or if you're afraid of having some trouble, you can just write it down and tear it apart or record it and delete it. If the situation implies a conflict and a conflict is unavoidable, in this case, the strategy might be being polite. Because I think being polite often disarms people. I don't know, makes them drop their arms, because sometimes when people are rude to you and when you ask them back, why are you saying this to me right now, or why are you talking to me like this, with a peaceful and confident intonation, it can stop the bullying person. It can just, I don't know, make them wince a bit and reconsider their intentions. Of course, this strategy needs some skills and some confidence built. So that's nice to go for therapy, but yeah, I think you can train yourself also, maybe by recording yourself or trying different options, because calm intonations, confident intonations, and just simple questions like, why are you talking to me like this? What do you want to achieve by this? I think the person will think twice next time to come up to you or not to come up to you, to bully you or not to bully you. Because if we look closer at people who bully us, usually these people are pretty miserable, and sometimes we even have to be sorry for them, because I don't know, I think people who are satisfied with their lives, or whose families are satisfied with their lives and the family situation is peaceful and everything is all right, I think you wouldn't go to bully another person or irritate another person, or you wouldn't just go and be rude to other people. I don't know, I think, in my opinion, you just wouldn't do that if you are satisfied with your life. The next one is also about school and more maybe about university, about work, and our desire to fit, stepping on ourselves, stepping on our personalities. Please know your thresholds and do only something that you feel comfortable to do, because you should always go first. Because if you need to step on yourself, if you need to compromise with yourself, and then you feel guilty that you compromised, but actually you hadn't wanted to compromise, yeah, it will lead to many problems with mental health, and also with problems in the group which you belong to, because people won't be able to know the real you, and you won't know the real you either, because you stepped on yourself, and you went somewhere where everybody went, or you did something that everybody did, or you joined some party although you hate parties. It's just, it doesn't, it won't make anyone happy, especially you. And the only person who should be responsible for your happiness is you. So keep that in mind. But of course, be polite. Don't be rude with people. If you want to reject an invitation or something, just say politely that, oh, right now I don't have a space for this activity in my agenda, or I just simply don't have energy, or I don't want to do that. It's normal to say that you don't want to do something. Hey, and what if none of those works? What if it's so bad that you cannot really avoid every time you're trembling before entering the building of your work or of your school? What should you do in this case, and if you cannot leave right now? I think what you can try to do, except for therapy, because like therapy is good, especially for really difficult situations, for really difficult cases, because if already this bad situation caused depression, and if you already feel like you're hardly holding together, I'm afraid this way probably won't help. But it might help you to like stay sane till the moment you get help, or till the moment you take yourself out of the situation. And this case, inventing some kind of a joy jar, this is an idea that came to my friend, and she creates this jar, and she writes some nice moments from her day, and she throws into this jar, and then when she feels that she is filled with negative emotions, she can go for this joy jar and see that, yeah, there were some nice moments too, um, at school or at university or at work. And for that, sometimes when our brain is wired to see negative episodes, because of course they're more prominent, in this case, sometimes you need to train your brain to spot some nice moments. For example, the leaves are green, or the sun on your face was warm, and it filled you with joy to feel that. Or, for example, at my worst days, when I wasn't even an asylum seeker, when I came to Germany, I didn't have papers, I wrote things like, oh, the postwoman was very kind and we had a nice chit chat. Well, my German was like on the bottom at that period, so I cannot really call it chit chat, but just smiling at each other and saying hello can also work. Or maybe you had a nice bus ride with music, like with looking through the window, or maybe you read something that was that was very exciting or really fascinating while you were at school, or maybe you learned something or discovered something. It can be something that you need to drag out of your memory, something that you can spot, and in this case it might help you to go through, to move forward. Yeah, and And this situation, this story that I'm trying to talk about today, I'm not a good speaker, but I hope you understand what the message of this talk is, and the main idea that you're important and you must take care of yourself, and you should always put yourself first for yourself. And when this situation is hard, you need to shift your attention like in more positive stream of consciousness. And it's not easy, it's hell not easy, but I'm proud of you. And if you are in a bad place, the main thing is to preserve this island of sanity. Hope is still with you, because bad periods end. I'm sure these schools, they don't last forever. In Russia, it's only 11 years. In Germany, it's 12. In the United States, for example, I'm not sure, I don't know. In England, 13, maybe. I don't know. You can correct me. Universities, neither. And work makes you more flexible. You can save some money and you can quit. You can definitely do that. You just need to plan a bit ahead, and this period, this unpleasant period, will definitely end, I'm sure. And for that moment, you need to be present that everything is all right, and you need to enter the better life with preserved sanity. That's why I made this video with recommendations today. Yeah, if you have some other recommendations, you're very welcome to share. It'll be interesting for me to know, or what you think about what I said. And yeah, if there is at least one person out there who will watch it and find it helpful, I will be very happy. And yeah, I hope that you are very, very happy to come back after your vacation to school or university or to work or wherever. If you struggle, if you don't want to come back, I'm here with you. It won't last forever. And yeah, thank you for watching. I wish you love, love, and peace, peace from Anna of Northern Germany. Tschüss.